Hello world travellers, reward enthusiasts and credit score builders. In this channel I cover all types of credit cards. I'll give you an overview of the card, its pros and cons, and my take on that card. If you have a credit card that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. Today's video, however, will be a little bit different. Instead of providing a review of a credit card, I'll explain to you how it all began, when it was invented, by whom, and how it generally arrived in society. From its earliest version as a cardboard Diner'S club card to the heavy metal chipped embedded varieties you'll find today, the fundamental concept behind a credit card has stayed the same over time. Using a credit card allows you to make a purchase today and pay for it later. Today, credit cards can be purchased in a large range of sizes and shapes and can be made of plastic, metal, or even just a digital copy that is stored on a smartphone. These include charge cards with a range of different advantages and revolving credit cards that allow you to carry a balance from month to month. Charge cards, on the other hand, must be fully paid off each month. In the past few decades, credit card transactions have also advanced quickly. Instead of taking a physical imprint of your card, you can now swipe, dip, touch, or wave your information at a payment terminal. At least 5,000 years ago in prehistoric Mesopotamia, the idea of credit was first recorded. One of the earliest known examples of a contract to buy something now and pay it for later is found in inscriptions on clay tablets from that period, which represents trade between Mesopotamia and nearby merchants from Harappa. When shop cards were first invented thousands of years ago, merchants in the Old West would distribute items to farmers and ranchers who lacked the cash up front to pay for the supplies. These ancient IOUs eventually gave birth to the earliest kinds of store cards. The farmers and ranchers would pay the merchants back as they harvested their crops and sold their livestock. The merchants would issue metal coins or tin plates as a receipt for the loan. These placeholders for complete payment developed into more like versions of the cards we are familiar with over time in the United States. The charger plate bookkeeping method is credited with making store cards popular in their initial form, which was known as charge plates. From the 1930s to the 1950s, department stores employed these metal plates in the dog tag style to give their customers personalized license plates. As a result of founder Frank McNamara forgetting his wallet at home while out to dinner in 1950, the Diner'S Club card became the first retail card to become widely used. The first Diner'S Club card was introduced by him and a partner named Ralph Schneider and is largely regarded as the beginning of a contemporary charge card. Diner'S Club would get the bill from the restaurant once customers with the card charged their meals to it. After receiving a tiny commission for the transaction, Diner'S Club would then transfer money directly to the restaurant's bank. It would be necessary for cardholders to pay Diner'S Club's invoices in full each month. Diner'S Club had 28 restaurants and 2 hotels that would accept monthly payments from its wealthy clientele in its first year of operation, and it had more than 10,000 members overall. Despite having started a freight transport company, American Express later turned its attention to its money order and travelers' checks businesses, which offered a secure alternative to transporting large amounts of cash. In the end, American Express created its first charge card in 1958, enabling users to pay their bills monthly in exchange for an annual fee. In an early form of the widely utilized technique known as interchange fees, businesses that accepted the card would pay American Express a portion of the money charged. Later on in the year, the American-based Bank of America went a step further and gave paper Bank Americards to 60,000 customers in Fresno, with a $300 pre-approved limit. By 1966, the card had been distributed throughout the entire state. Due to high delinquency rates and widespread fraud, the first attempt turned out to be an expensive error of judgment. Despite this, the idea of a revolving credit card that you could use to carry a balance from month to month proved to be successful as America's expanding middle class embraced this brand new financial product that offered ease and an immediate personal loan. The Bank Americard later changed its name to Visa in 1976, a word that was similar to sound across the board. In response to Bank Americard's popularity, a group of Californian banks founded the Interbank Card Association, also known as the ITC, in 1966 and issued the second most widely used credit card, initially known as the Interbank Card before changing its name to MasterCharge and finally becoming MasterCard in 1979. Diners Club claims that when merchants in the United Kingdom, Cuba, Canada and Mexico started accepting payments from Diners Club cards in 1953, their card was the first charge card to be accepted abroad. Bank Americard became so popular in 1970 that the international bank card company iBanco was established to introduce the credit card on a global basis. Credit cards became widely accepted as a form of payment in the 1960s because of significant developments in credit card technology. Magnetic tape was applied to the back of the cards by an IBM engineer by the name of Forrest Parry so that customers may have their information swiped at a point-of-sale terminal. Parry experimented with ways to make magnetic tape carry cardholder information to put on a credit card. Magnetic tape was originally intended to store audio information. According to legend, Parry's wife recommended he iron the tape onto the card while she was ironing, which is how the swipe stripe came to be. Technological advancements also attract people who want to take advantage of them. With the rise in the usage of credit cards came an increase in con artists, who employed their techniques to use other people's card information to make unauthorized purchases. Thieves may use a card they found or stole since using a card was so convenient. More skilled thieves created the skimming method, which allows a thief to use their reader to take the cardholder's information. The 1984 incorporation of microprocessors into cards that could be read by specific payment terminals in France led to the development of a safer technology. By 1994, this technology had been implemented in all French credit and debit cards, and when used in conjunction with a PIN, which stands for a personal identification number, it provided additional layers of security for online transactions. Other nations quickly created their own credit card chip systems, but because the card readers were not interchangeable, travelers would have to have their cards swiped rather than having the chips read when entering another nation. Due to the increasing demand for a standardized payment system, 3 multinational payment processors, Europay, MasterCard and Visa, started working on a global chip specification for payment systems in 1994. The initial EMV chip specifications were published in 1996, followed by several updates. The development of contactless payment methods, which allowed a credit card's chip to be read by holding it to the terminal that was equipped, represented the most important advancement in the credit card chip sector. For the chip in a card and the point-of-sale terminal to speak to one another, near-field communications, a form of radio frequency, could be employed. In the future, terminals utilizing the same NFC technology might be able to read card data that had been stored in smartphones and wearables. The future of credit cards is being shaped by technological developments, just like any other sector that depends on them, both in terms of what issuers can provide and how consumers use them. One of the most recent developments in the payment sector incorporates blockchain technology and credit cards in several different ways. Instead of cashback or points, some cards let you choose Bitcoin as your incentive. Certain cryptocurrency shares may occasionally be bought with a credit card. Additionally, from the commercial perspective, issuers may very well replace the way they presently record transactions by employing blockchain technology's indestructibility as a recording ledger. The use of contactless payment technology, which increased as a result of COVID, is expected to continue to rise as consumers switch from using traditional credit cards to mobile wallets and wearable technology. Issuers will likely continue to move away from the sparse data points provided by credit reports and towards incorporating more comprehensive information about applicants as artificial intelligence continues to develop and assume a larger role in how risk is determined when evaluating a credit card application. Since they were initially introduced, credit cards have advanced greatly, and they will do so in the future as well. Who knows, perhaps we won't need our phones as much in the future and we'll carry our credit cards in our minds. What are your thoughts about this? With that, my story of the creation of credit cards ends. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was interesting for you. Thank you for watching and let me know what you think of it. These videos take a long time to make and are a labour of love. If you'd like to see my channel grow, please help spread the word.